And and welcome back to another Magi Monday. We are gathered to talk about the energy of the Four of Hearts today. The Four of Hearts, how it shows up for you in your personal soul roadmap, and what the energy means if you are born of a Four of Hearts solar energy. So before we get started, I'm back with Mama Bear Mare. Welcome back, Mare.
Woohoo! I'm
Yeah.
back.
Woohoo, I'm back. How you feeling? You feeling up to the task of talking about the Four of Hearts?
Always.
Oh, wait.
Always.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have you back. So let's just dive right in, shall we? The Four of Hearts. The energy of the heart is, of course, all about love, relationships, and home and family. And the four is a very stabilizing number. So, you can look down at the chair that you're sitting on. How many legs does the chair have? Uh,
Mm.
Looking at t most tables, if I'm looking around my house right now, looking at the bar stools and the coffee table, the chair that I'm sitting on, they usually have four because it's a very stabilizing number. And that is what this card signature is. It is stability and love and home. And so if that is something that you are desiring, very cool when you see it in your roadmap. And also for the people of this energy signature, let's do some birthdays. You want to share the birthdays of
Yes,
Four of
let's
Hearts,
do
the
it.
card of stability and love and home.
Okay, you ready? We have October 31st.
Ooh,
We
Halloween.
have November 29th. And we have December 27th.
Okay, perfect. So there are three birthdays of this card, and notice well let us share a couple things. If you're born that is it's like I want to compare it to when people ask, what's your sign? Mare, what's your sign?
I am proudly an Aries.
Okay. And when you say that proudly in Aries, you're talking about like your birth. It's your sun card. Your sun card is your Aries. And then if I ask like what's your Magi card, you might share, well, what's your Magi card, Mare?
Magi card is a 10 of clubs.
Right. So we have it's like our birth card having that defines us as an Aries or defines us as a Taurus or defines us as whatever. It's just one piece of who you are, but it is a prominent piece. So these are the only three birthdays, Halloween, and then the 27th of no 29th of November, 27th of December. They're the only ones that are born of that. However, other people can have it as their secondary energy, known as your planetary ruling card. And while there's no direct correlation, like is it like your moon card in astrology, or is it like your rising sign? I can't find a complete comparison. The best way I think of it is a coin, two sides of a coin that make up who we are. So for yourself being a 10 of clubs, what is the other side of your coin? What's your planetary ruling card?
Three of hearts.
The three of hearts, which ironically, the card of the expression of love is when your throat and your voice, you were so sick you couldn't even be here to express
Yeah.
that you're here today. So the Four of Hearts, again, three birthdays. However, you might have it as your planetary ruling card. I actually have a good friend who I know it is her planetary ruling card. And so it's important to know that this is would be a main part of her essence, not to be ignored by the other card. So we're the whole package, the whole cracker, as that friend of mine says. And so that's one way to know about it. And then you and I, neither of us are this card. However, I do have it as one of my karma cards. So would like to talk about that. But more importantly, we all have a soul roadmap. So every year on your birthday, you get a new hand of cards. And in the hand of cards, you may or may not have the Four of Hearts. So just understanding the essence of the Four of Hearts. And then there's the overlay of where it shows up. So let me ask you, Mare, where do you have the Four of Hearts at all in your roadmap? Because you just got a new, as an Aries, right? You just got your new deck of cards, not a deck.
A new roadmap. Yes.
New roadmap. Just
Very
start.
exciting.
Yeah.
I have a Four of Hearts in my Uranus period.
Okay. So that's going to be quite a ways off. I mean, you just started your new year. So you are in the Mercury period of your year. And I'm just going to give a little bit more of a understanding of how this system works, the Magi system. It is scientifically calculated based on the solar energy of your birthday. And so for Mare, her birth year begins on March 26th every year. And the first 52 days, she's in her Mercury period. And then the next 52 days, Venus, Mars, et cetera, et cetera. So we have 7 52-day periods throughout our 365 around the sun. And so it's not until towards the end of this birth year for you or this age year for you that you will enter into this Uranus period. And Uranus is kind of known as unstabilizing, as disorienting, as shaking things up, as surprising, unexpected energy. And so whenever you have like your Uranus period, it's also more about like a higher vision of life. It's a very spiritual, both Uranus and Neptune, like it's like I like to think about it like when you're coming around the end of the calendar year, because a lot of us get really reflective, in
Right.
December.
Right.
Right. So same thing for our birth year. So you like and you're going to have lived out so much. So it's hard to predict what that's going to mean for you. But when you look at that, just knowing that you have a stabilizing card, you
Hmm.
have a really foundational energy. And this is true for all fours. Whenever you have even a period that looks like, oh my gosh, this looks like it could be potentially chaotic. If you have a 4, an 8, or a 10 anchoring you in that energy, it's helpful.
Hmm.
So it's going to be perhaps in a wild card energetic period of your life that you're going to have this protection in home,
Yeah.
protection and love. Um,
Yeah. I'm ex
so,
I really what it tells me is between now and then,
mhm.
look at all the other patterns. What's leading up to it? Is there something I'm supposed to be focusing on? Where am I supposed to be focusing on it? So that because if there's something you're supposed to know at the end of the year and you just keep ignoring it, it's going to get pounded. And I would rather have the roadmap and go, oh, okay, it's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
helpful for sure.
Yeah, and it's helpful to see like what is coming. And this is not like a huge significant, it's not one of your headline cards for the
Right,
year.
right.
It is just a part of your roadmap in this 52-day period. However, you notice something else interesting. Do you care to share about the second card that is in under the Four of Hearts in your roadmap that you saw during this Uranus period? Did you already
Was it?
forget?
No, oh, yes, it's my husband's card, the Seven of Clubs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that piece of information is what we're doing here. This is part of why we do Magi Monday because it doesn't matter. Like anybody born of your birthday is going to get this card in this position, in this spot with the Seven of Clubs underneath it in the Uranus period at age 58. And what it means to you personally based on your life experiences, where you're at. Are you married? Are you single? Are you happily married? Are you looking for a way out? Are you in a career change? Are you looking to move? There's so many things that make our life circumstances more important than the roadmap, but the roadmap is still prevalent to whatever it is we're going through. But for you specifically to see, oh, okay, there's this protection in love and home and stability in this kind of like weird energetic period of our year. And your husband's card is there too. So we know like your home, there's going to be something very, um I don't know. Like, what is the adjective I'm looking for? I don't know. Highlighted. Highlight
Yeah.
is probably the best that
Yeah.
we can say at this point. It's like it's your home life, your marriage, your foundations, your love, your house is going to be highlighted during this period. And so, like you said, yeah, it gives you
Yeah.
like a little heads up, like you want to be working towards understanding your connection with your husband and what you
Right.
want your home to look like. And yeah, all of
And
that.
just even our relationship,
Yeah,
what we want our relationship to look like.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right. Yes. So, so it is going to speak to a certain area of your life. And oftentimes with the roadmap, it is the hindsight that you can look back and be like, oh, okay, that's how it showed up for me, and just see that this is coming. Now, for myself, my home life has been kind of chaotic since the divorce in 2020, not a lot of stability. And as I looked at my roadmap, I don't have any Four of Hearts this year. However,
Mm.
I get a new hand of cards in a couple of weeks, and it is playing a role as a major card for me. It's going to be my environment card for my 52nd year. And so an environment card is a card of, in many ways, the best way to think about your environment card is it's going to bless you. It's going to be, as Martha Stewart says, a good thing. I just watched that documentary. It's a good thing. So it's going to be a good thing. This Four of Hearts energy of stabilizing in home, family, relationships. So I look at that and I'm like, oh, yes, I
Mhm.
can use some of that right now. That feels really good. But for me, on a bigger level, I know we've talked a little bit about karma, and it's one of the things that this system offers that is really powerful to understand beyond the roadmap is that everybody is born in with specific karma that can be understood through the essence of the cards. And I am a four. I'm a four of spades. But the Four of Hearts, we're karma. We're karmically related. And so I'm going to try to explain this just like you and I are karmically related. So this is one card. Well, all right, I get in the weeds. Four of Spades. My second karma card is the Four of Hearts. The Four of Hearts' first karma card is the Four of Spades. What this essentially means is that the Four of Hearts person in this lifetime is working towards giving some energy into stabilizing work and health habits in this lifetime, because that's really what the Four of Spades offers: protection over career and health and spiritual matters. So they're giving their energy towards the Four of Spades. Now, the Four of Spades receives the energy from the Four of Hearts, meaning that me, as a Four of Spades person in previous lives, the energy of the Four of Hearts is something that I like to say that I believe that I've gained mastery over. So this card, I carry the essence of the card with me in many ways. It is a very much a beneficial card, much like how I said next year, it's going to be my environment, a blessing card. You can look at karma cards as a way of life, kind of like that. This for throughout my life, it is a blessing for me. It gives me a boost, a lift. And as you know, you and I have been working together for nearly a year and have been going on retreats together and doing things together. One of the things that I'm starting to recognize about myself, and it's always an evolutionary learning process, is that I'm starting to be able to see how the Four of Hearts is a part of what I do, is that I create a safe container for people to share what they're going through. And
Mhm.
that's why I do retreats. That's why I bring people together, is to step outside of the noise of our everyday world and come together and be in a place where we feel safe, protected, that we can talk about things that truly matter in our heart space. And I see it as, I do a lot of goddess work, and the goddess Hera. Hestia has come to mind for me as like she's the goddess of the home and the hearth. And I like thinking about like how she is part of my council, part of my spiritual team, this goddess energy of really providing a safe space for people. And so I'm just going to give a little plug here to save the date. Save the date for Labor Day weekend if you are if you're desiring to come on a deep transformational retreat experience. This retreat is going to be at none other than Hestia Retreat Center in Shasta, California. So more information is coming on that, but I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is my goddess energy. This is my karmic energy. So what I wanted like to also say about that is whenever a karma card, if you once you know your karma cards, when that shows up in a prominent position in your roadmap, you're being called to really to face it or to use it, or for me, because this is my secondary karma card, it's my giving or I receive from it. It's just going to be a double blessing for me. So it's important to know your karma, right? But that's very individual. It's a one-on-one. It's not every Four of Hearts person carries some of the similar Four of Hearts karma, but different karma from their other cards.
Right. Yeah.
Thank There we go. That's where it is in my roadmap, like 20 minutes later. There's my long-winded.
It's fascinating. All of it is fascinating. I
Yeah.
love the connections of friendship and unconditional love and just all the I love fours with the whole stabilizing. I'm like, yes, please, please can I have some more fours? That
Yeah.
would be just raise
And
those fours.
and that's the thing to know is there's something about every single card has a high side and a low side. So we haven't really talked because fours are considered to be such stabilizing, grounded, practical, protective, really, really good, sturdy, solid cards. What is the downside to a four? Can you? I'm just wondering. I'm just
Is
curious.
it going to be the opposite of that? So you're going to be, oh my God. And well, if the four is stability, good supply, marriage satisfaction, love, family, the
Yeah.
opposite of that might be if it's not stability, then it's the opposite of stability. So would it be uh like miscommunications or um like rocking the boat?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally get it. And I see where your mind is going with that. It's not as much that as like I would say for fours, a challenge is to get out of that box, to get out of
Oh,
the
you're
box that
too
we're
stable. Okay, yeah, you're too rigid.
right. And like I just had an experience, like I have a lot of Five of Clubs friends right now, which is so good for me because fives, and we'll talk about the Five of Hearts next week, but the five energy is more of a restless energy, a growing energy out of the security of the four. It's like, let's destabilize, kind of like what you were saying. A four just wants to be secure and steady and stable, and a five is like let's mix this up, let's have some fun. And so I just last night, or maybe it was the night before, I went with a friend to the top of our ski hill and we had an overnight up there, and we were there at night after hours, the sun is setting, and she's like, let's go sit on the chair. And I'm like, the chairlift, like the chairlifts are closed. So this is my four energy being like, it's closed. You don't do that. And she's like, we're just gonna sit on it, like, and watch the sunset. And it, like, my mind would have never thought of that. Like, it's almost that energy. Like, I'm so fixed. I am a classic rule follower. And again, I'm not a Four of Hearts. I do have karma of the Four of Hearts, and I am a Four of Spades. So it's almost like I'm a double four. Um, And part of that makes it hard to, it could be a little bit fixed, could be a little bit stubborn, it could be a little bit controlling even, because that is, it's like a safety element. Like when fear comes up, we want
Hmm.
to control it and like make it grounded and stable and fit into a box. Where the five is like, let's take the box and dismantle it and
That's right. Let's see if we can balance on three legs. Let's just see if we could do that with the
right.
chair.
Or even on three legs, same thing.
Yeah.
Think about a chair with three legs. Yes, it's totally possible. There are some pieces of furniture that way, but the three is like also a little unsteady. And it's so it's on both sides of the four. You have the unsteadiness and then that desire to be like, I mean, because if you put a fifth leg on, like it's just not necessary. The fifth leg is ready to wander and create something. But fours are for anybody, whenever you have one in your roadmap, super like it's gonna be protection, grounding, stabilizing, it could be clarity. Um, and it can also be pretty secure
Yeah.
and wanting that security. So for better or for worse. And sometimes that worse is just like,
Well, as a 10 of clubs, I love my four over there because I can sit there and go on a tangent and you'll just get me to, okay, let's narrow it down to here.
right, let's
And
go.
then we start attacking. Yeah, it's a lot
Yeah.
easier. It's good. Grounding is good for
Yeah.
some of
It is. It is. But even, yeah, even the strongest of cards in the fours is one of the first really stabilizing cards that we've discussed so far. Uh, you'll see that every single card, every single one, every single creature walking this planet, we all have our beautiful soul gifts and we also have our soul challenges. So even just knowing it through the numerology, right, of the challenge that I have and I'm able to see it now. It's like, oh, that's why I'm such a rule follower. Oh, and that's
them.
why, like I like to be comforted and feeling of safety. And, life has not provided that for me so much lately. It's shaken me up a little bit, but now I like seeing in my roadmap that next year.
Mhm.
It's coming. It's coming to bless me. Thank you. I'm ready. I am ready for it. Uh,
Yes, indeed.
yeah. So it'll be interesting to see where that Four of Hearts, how it shows up for you, as you march towards your Uranus period. But that is quite a ways off. But these are just two examples of how these cards can show up for each individual personally. And if you would like to know more about your personal soul roadmap, there is a link in my bio to apply for a roadmap clarity call to get just to understand what are your cards, what are the essences of your cards, and of course I do also card readings. Just we could sit down for an hour and look at your personal roadmap and where it's directing and guiding you. Be happy to assist with that.
Amazing. Highly recommend it.
Well, thank
Changed my life, that's for sure.
you. Watch out.
I know.
Watch what
Exactly.
you ask for, right?
Careful what you ask for.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else you wanted to share on the Four of Hearts or questions even that you might have or comments or
Um, no, I don't think I had any fours in the last year. So this is it's interesting. It's also exciting now because I can see the birth dates and I'm looking to see from my contacts, okay, who is that? What's their relationship to me? And then everything is so subjective to what you're going through.
yeah,
So it's interesting to see how it's affecting maybe that person compared to how it's affecting
totally.
me. Yeah.
Totally. And that was that interesting point, seeing that you have the Four of Hearts, like the home card with
Yeah.
your husband's card underneath it. That is fascinating. That is totally uniquely personal to you. Other people who might not have that other personal connection, they'll look at the essence of the Seven of Clubs and how it relates to the Four of Hearts. So that's a part of the interpretive work that I do as a card counselor and reader. And yeah, I think one of the fun things to do is to really start understanding who's in your circle and what is their cards and where do their cards show up for you. Because no matter
Mhm.
what, wherever their card shows up for you, they are going to be playing a role in one way, shape, or form during that period, like your Uranus period, or for the whole year. Um, that is such a powerful layer. So thank you for bringing that piece up. But it is fun. It is fun.
Mhm.
And it gives us guidance. It doesn't give us, it's not a crystal ball, but it is guidance about like just heads up. This is
Mhm.
coming. This is coming.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. For sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks for being here, Mama Bear Mare. Love
You're welcome.
having you here and seeing you recover from your illness. And we will be back next week with the Five of Hearts, where we'll be speaking about the restlessness and the
Mm.
change of heart that you might be experiencing if you are a Five of Hearts or if you have it in your soul roadmap. So see ya back here next week. Thanks for being here, everybody. And if this speaks to you and you know that it is wisdom that a friend of yours might benefit from, and for sure, if they are a Halloween baby, or what were the other two, November 27th and December 29th. Is that right?
Yes, or the
31, no, 31, 29, 27.
yeah,
31st, November 20, okay.
yeah.
November 29th. December 27th. There is really an order to all this. Please do share, like, and subscribe. All the things.
All the things. Comment down below. That's the fun part. You want to know about your husband, coworkers. I mean, my gosh, you want to hire someone before you hire someone, send Andrea
Yes.
and she'll tell you what kind of employee that person just might
Yeah,
be.
and what your personal connection to that other person is, because that's really what it all comes down to is our connections. And will it be a cooperative connection or a challenging connection? And all relationships that we have, they are all there for us to grow us, to reflect something in us. But yes, specifically if you're hiring somebody,
Or dating somebody.
oh, yes. First question always.
Always,
Your
yeah.
birthday. Me too. All right, beautiful souls. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next Magi Monday with the Five of Hearts. To love and joy
See
in
you
the
later.
journey. Bye.